Welcome to the More Weekly, the channel where we bring you the latest news around Alhambra High. I'm your co-anchor, Serena.
And I'm your other co-anchor, Austin.
In our last video, we reported that all CAST testing has been postponed, but last week, testing was cancelled. The SBAC, California Science Test, California Spanish Assessments, and California Alternate Assessments will not be administered.
Instead, the district will use local testing. For 11th graders, the district will use reading and math inventory, which most of us have already taken. All you need to worry about are your finals and AP testing.
Speaking of, if you're taking an AP test, be sure to download the AP Digital Testing app. Mr. Kim has sent out an email with instructions and a link, so make sure you have the app before your test day.
Our newspaper would also like to announce that we are looking for seniors to submit videos, quotes, or photos of them on things like your worst and fondest memories at Alhambra High, your favorite places on Main Street, and similar topics.
If you're interested, please check out the More Weekly Instagram at More Weekly to fill out the form with your information.
Next up, we have a sports announcement from Sinu as well as Joseph Valvadinos from varsity soccer team to tell us a bit about what they've been doing.
Hey, I'm Joseph Valdivinos and I'm part of the AHS boys varsity soccer team. High school soccer this year is a bit different than the past few years. When we first started, our first two games were a bit complicated due to the fact that we've only had like 2 weeks of practice before our games. Also, this year, due to safety protocols, every player is only allowed 2 spectators per game. We don't let that affect us though. We go out to the field with strength and a winning mentality. Every game we are going out to the field, putting all our energy out there and trying to win. I'm happy with our team and the way it is improving better and better every day. We're trying to get to CIF. Playing high school soccer at AHS is an amazing experience because everyone treats each other like family. Everyone on the AHS soccer team has each other's back and will motivate you to put your heads up and play hard. No one treats each other differently or makes fun of anyone on the AHS soccer team. Respect is a key factor on the AHS soccer team. Hopefully we can start using Moorfield again and play games at our home. Go Moors.
Thank you, Sinu and Joseph. In early March, students were informed that Alhambra would be introducing a new program called Link Crew, which would connect upperclassmen with freshmen to ease the transition to high school and build the community. Applications concluded March 22, and the applicants have since been interviewed.
Here is Randy speaking with Mrs. Hu, who is helping organize Link Crew to tell us about the program.
So can you tell us a little bit about Link Crew and its goals?
Yes, Link Crew is a mentorship and leadership program geared to assimilate freshmen to high school. And it uses the upperclassmen, the juniors, seniors, to mentor the lowerclassmen. So if you can imagine what it was like the first day stepping foot on our campus, how confusing and intimidating it might have been. Imagine if you had a senior to guide you through your first year of experience in high school and how much better that would be. So we want to get the kids assimilated and get them more involved in school, not just academically, but socially. And that's an important component. So if they had like a big brother or sister to show them the ropes, I think that would really help.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So what are the plans for Link Crew beginning next year?
Well, right now we are interviewing. In fact, today we are interviewing the mentors, the Link Crew mentors. And then next year there will be activities. For example, when there are events like homecoming or dances, we want to make sure we include the freshmen. A lot of freshmen don't go because they don't know what it's like, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we want there to be more school spirit. We want more participation in school activities, and eventually it will help improve the culture and the connection between the students, among the students, and maybe between the students and the teacher. So there is more of a cohesiveness inclusiveness. So for example, homecoming and dances, maybe even to some of the other programs we can, it depends on what the student leaders want to do. If they organize an event, the upperclassmen, if they organize an event and they invite their group of freshmen mentees, then, we all just do it. We all just show up and hang out.
Mm-hmm. I think this is a question that a lot of prospective league leaders are wondering. So how much time will being a league leader take up in their schedule? And what are their responsibilities?
This is a student-driven program. So if you were link crew and you come up to, the teacher advisors and say, we're thinking of organizing a group to have like a tailgate before homecoming. Okay, let's do it. So how much time would that take, you think?
Maybe a couple days, a few
Right. I
hours.
mean, a few hours, like the planning
Yeah.
part, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on, well, how or is everyone going to do it? Like all the link crew leaders, right? That's something
Mm-hmm.
big, and we certainly want to involve everyone. So that would take a couple of days, maybe a couple, a few hours at leading up to it, and then the actual event, 2 hours, and then they stay for the game or not. And if we were, and I don't know if we'll go to all the dances or if, some link crew mentors will say, we'll organize going to the homecoming dance, and then some leaders, mentors may not want to go. So I can see maybe some groups doing more or some leaders taking on more activities or, taking turns.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
And
really dependent on what the mentors want to do.
mm-hmm. Is there anything else that you would like to share about Link Crew?
I'm really excited to be part of this program. As someone who's taught freshmen for 21 years, I think we so need it on this campus.
Mm-hmm.
We don't, I don't want to see any freshman just eating lunch by himself or herself. I don't want to see anyone feeling lost or not connected.
That sounds like a very great program to have at our school. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And I hope, and eventually these freshmen are going to be the link crew leaders, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
so the cycle will continue. And then, we're going to see a difference on our campus with the
Mm-hmm.
connection and the culture.
Yes. So that is the end of the interview. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Ms. Fu.
Thank you.
Thanks, Randy. Mrs. Fu has also clarified that 10th graders will be a part of the Link Crew program.
And here's the More Weekly stuff with a review of the Radio Suspense Theater play.
Hi, everyone. My name is Serena.
And I'm Kira. Today we're reviewing the much-awaited play from our thespians, the Suspense Radio Theater.
I was really impressed by the first few songs, especially because I wasn't expecting them to be able to include so much.
Yeah, I noticed there was a little difficulty in the second song to match up the audio, but the fact that they were able to come together and sing so well distantly is impressive by itself.
Yeah, I completely agree. Did you like the ads? I thought it was an interesting touch.
The ads were a little unexpected, but it was also refreshing in the sense that it felt like an actual radio show, with the ad breaks in the songs and then leading to the show. I think it was a bit funny too. Some of the ads were very creative.
Yeah, my favorite was the deodorant ad. It was very cheeky.
But the first show was good as well. The speakers sounded very enthusiastic about the roles, and it just helped that they were really good sound effects.
I agree. I really liked Sally Westlake. She just seemed very relatable as a character. If I were in her shoes, I would have done exactly what she did. And I noticed the announcer and the actors were all speaking in an accent.
Yeah, they were using sort of a mid-Atlantic 1940s accent. That was just a nice detail to have.
Same guys for the second show. I really enjoyed that one. It felt a bit like a double twist when the murderer turned out not to be the husband.
Overall, both shows were great. I liked the songs and the ads. It was very creative.
Yeah, and I was surprised by how well everything was executed in light of their not being able to get together and make a physical show. Well, thank you, Thespians, and even the AHS choir, which I think helped them sing the songs, for making such an entertaining radio show.
Yeah, and thank you guys for watching our review. We hope you enjoyed this show just as much as we did.
Next up, Alhambra has a new class called Guitar Geeks. Here's Eder with an interview to bring you more information.
All right. Hi, my name is Eder Perdomo Hernandez. I'm a part of the More Weekly staff, and I'm here to interview the creators of Guitar Geeks, Mr. Haragi and Mr. Martinez. So first question I have for both of you guys, what is Guitar Geeks?
That's a good question. I think it started as a way to get kids to come to EHL hours in the afternoon. We're not limited to necessarily academics during that time, and I thought it was a cool thing to try and get a few more people to show up, and especially on Fridays afternoons were really dead. So I thought, hey, you can come in, we could talk about guitar stuff, and if you want lessons or something.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was an excuse for us to just talk about guitars and gear and stuff and kind of hang out.
All right. Second question will be, how did you decide to create Guitar Geeks? Why did you guys create it? More into is there more of a connection to it? More
yeah, I kind of see what you're getting at. Again, more out of a sense of giving young folks something to connect to, something to do. The pandemic shutdown has been really tough for a lot of people. Yeah. And I know for myself personally, I actually take a music lesson once a week with a good friend of mine that's a music teacher, and that's just something he does out of the kindness of his heart. So this is kind of me paying that forward to my kids in some way, shape, or form.
That's good. That's good. A more broad question, is there going to be more instruments instead of guitars? Because it's just called Guitar Geeks.
Well, yeah, we thought, to me, that's just a kind of a funny name. Alliterations are always good, Guitar Geeks. But yeah, we were going to respond to what need and what kids wanted. We are a bit limited, but yeah, I do have a student that was interested in bass. So we got maybe the possibility of bringing in a bass if he or she won't bring in their own. A student asked about ukulele, and they have their own. I'm a little bit familiar with the instrument, but one of the things that we're going to try to do is also just talk in general about music theory and in the way we understand it. Mr. Martinez and I are both very intermediary when it comes to that, but we like good music and we like to encourage people to try their hand at it.
That's good to hear. Another question.
Are you going to bring any of your drum knowledge in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, I was gonna say I have some drum pads and stuff, and I've been working on they're called suitcase drum sets. So that might make an appearance. I've been kind of slowly putting it together. Just something that kids can do. And then I think one of the cool things is that even if you are alone in the pandemic, you can kind of learn an instrument. So that's kind of something productive to do. I know a lot of my friends are oh, in the pandemic, since we can't go out, we can brush up our chops and get a little better at whatever it is you play, whether it be guitar or drums or anything like that.
Oh, that's cool. Have you guys always played instruments ever since y'all were teenagers?
I started playing the drums when I was 11. Before that, I actually played the violin. And I broke my mom's heart when I told her I wanted to play the drums, because she's like, oh my God. So I've been playing for a while, yeah.
I started playing bass when I was a sophomore in high school, and branched out to guitar and other instruments a few years later. And when in the before times, Mr. Martinez and I used to jam out a little bit in D304 from time to time, and we would invite some of the other a couple other teachers, and then we started a little band called Pencils Down. And so it's just always fun to keep that going. You know what I mean? For those of you that are out there that play an instrument and play with other people, you know that it's just a really special feeling. So trying to get people a little taste of that and go in that kind of direction.
Okay, that's good. One of my last questions would be, can anybody join, or is there simply like a club meeting, or is it specific just to your class?
Right. So it's open to anybody. I did open it up to some of the teachers in my department. We're limited by all the conditions of the reopening agreement to do things safely. So as of right now, it's looking like it's full, which is 14 students with 2 adults. That is the COVID guidelines, what that tells us. So yes, anyone can join. Unfortunately, right now it's a little bit full. It's something that I'm willing to do over extended home learning hours from time to time. And who knows what the future holds for next year when we get back into in-person experiences. We could, and things open up, maybe we could do something a little bit more involved.
Okay. Thank you for your time. It was great talking to you guys.
Oh, great. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Eder.
Alhambra's band also has an update for all of you. Here's Jillian, our video producer.
Hello, my name is Jaylene Lamb, and I'll be starting with the marching band update. On April 12th, Alhambra's marching band started their hybrid practices for the first time since the start of lockdown. Initially, the wind players did not have permission to play on campus due to COVID safety concerns, so many band members only practiced marching drills that day. Despite that restriction, they welcomed the change.
I feel like hopefully this year everything kind of slowly gets back into it, and maybe we can make it all work out and have a good time.
I'm honestly glad because I honestly hate staying at home all the time, where I had to like be stuck in my room all day, and because of that, like I kind of like gained weight a bit. So like I've been trying to like stay active, like going to the beach and cycling and everything, which honestly helped me keep me stable for my body. And like from now on, I started walking to school instead of using the bus to get more exercise.
Other members in percussion, the pit group, and color guard were able to practice together by following social distancing guidelines. Some found that distance learning has changed the way they practice.
Sometimes when the instructor would be like counting or like giving us instructions, it would like lag, and then like you couldn't get like all of the details, and then sometimes it's hard for the instructor to like teach every individual person, because when we were in person, she would put us in a group of people that had the same issue or problem for the choreography, and then like it was like easier. Now it's just a little bit you do it individual, and now it's like we kind of have that same thing, but we have to be more distance.
Coming to practice on campus is optional for all members of the jazz band, marching band, and orchestra, but is highly encouraged. The reason why is because of the upcoming graduation at the Pasadena Rose Bowl Stadium on May 27.
We haven't had a performance since last year, and we didn't have any competitions this year either. So this will be like our first real performance coming back.
That's our goal. We want everybody here. We want to be able to create again. Our art is made by everybody at once, not by just one person playing and everybody listening, and then the next person and going down the line. You know, when you're handing in papers, you're turning in your essay. There's my essay, but it's not a group thing being done at the same time, and that's what our activity is. Doing music is about getting everybody together and playing together, taking all those differences and all those different people and different instruments and different sounds and putting them together into something beautiful and amazing and wonderful for everybody else to enjoy.
Mr. Cholson got the green light this Monday to allow marching band and jazz band to bring in wind instruments and distribute special flip-down masks and bell covers over the ends of instruments to mask airborne particles, which marks one new milestone closer toward playing at the Rose Bowl and entering a new era that is free from the pandemic but fundamentally changed by it. Thank you.
Thanks, Jaylene. That concludes our show for today. Remember to follow us on our Instagram at @moreweekly for more updates and stay tuned for new videos.
In the meantime, visit our website, themorenewspaper.com, to read our online editions.